All right, so we're on to chapter one. Let's get started. Have you ever looked at someone who's made it to the very top and wondered how? We love to think that it's about talent and hard work, but what if there's a hidden pattern, a kind of a secret advantage that has nothing to do with how hard you work? So in this book, we can learn about the invisible force that really shapes who succeeds and who doesn't. It all kicks off with this ancient kind of a cryptic quote from the Bible. It sounds really unfair, right? It basically says that if you have more, God will give you more, and if you have less, God will take it away. Believe it or not, this one verse holds the key to understanding how achievement actually works in our society. So to see this in action, we're going to go back to 2007, to Vancouver, Canada. We're at the Memorial Cup. This is the absolute Super Bowl of junior hockey. And this game, it's more than just a game. It's a perfect window into how we find and groom our future superstars. The chapter starts by describing the atmosphere, which is just electric. You've got the two best teams in the country, the Medicine Hat Tigers and the Vancouver Giants, batting it out. And these guys on the ice, they're the next generation of hockey gods. The arena is jammed. It's on national TV. And even the legend himself, Gordie Howe, is in the stands. This is the big time. The author writes it like we are there watching the game, so pay attention to that. So now in Canada, hockey is practically a religion. And the core belief, the national myth, is that it's a pure meritocracy. And meritocracy means when the society values more based on your merits, like your intelligence, your strength, or your smartness. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, or if you got skills, or so if you got that skills and you're willing to work, the system will find you. And it's supposed to be this perfect pyramid where only the absolute best to make it to the top. But is that really true? Is it really just about individual talent and hard work? That one little question is about to blow this whole idea wide open. To find the answer, we're going to learn exactly what a Canadian psychologist named Roger Barnsley did. We're going to look at something that seemed totally ordinary, a team roster, but it's hiding an incredible secret. Look at the roster for Medicine Hat Tigers. Now, the story goes that Barnsley was at a game just like this, and his wife was just flipping through the program, and she noticed something weird. Not their height nor their weight, but their birthdays. So take a look. Really scan down that last column. Do you see it? At first, it just seemed like a random list of dates, but there's a shockingly obvious pattern hiding there in plain sight. And here it is. This is what Barnsley found. It wasn't just one team, it was across all of elite hockey. A whopping 40% of the top players are born between January and March, and 30% in the next 3 months, and then it just falls off a cliff. This isn't random. It's a pattern as consistent as gravity. So what in the world is going on here? Is it something in the stars, astrology? No, of course not. The real reason is actually shockingly simple, and it all comes down to a single, totally arbitrary rule that we, the society, had concocted. And there it is. The cutoff date for age class hockey is January 1st. And what that means is a kid who turns 10 on January 2nd plays in the exact same league as a kid who won't turn 10 until the end of December. And when you're that young, a nearly 12-month difference isn't just a small gap in maturity. It's crazy. A kid born in December might be breastfeeding, while another kid born in January might be dancing and eating a hot dog in diapers while dancing. So here's how this one little rule snowballs. A coach looks at a bunch of 9-year-olds and naturally picks the bigger, stronger, and more coordinated kids for the all-star team. Who are those kids? They're the oldest ones, born in January, February, and March. So they get labeled talented, get put on elite track, get way better coaching, and play way better more games. And over the years, that tiny unearned advantage of age just compounds and compounds until they actually do become the best players. Now, this process where a little head start turns into a massive success, it's not just some weird thing in hockey. It's actually a fundamental pattern of how success works, and sociologists have a few names for it. First of all, it's what we call self-fulfilling prophecy. It's a psychology term. You will learn about it in AP Psychology later. But anyway, we start with this false idea that the older kids are the better kids. But then we act on that idea, giving them all the best coaching and attention. And in the end, we actually make them a better kid. The prophecy makes itself come true. It's also known as a cumulative advantage. You see, success is rarely a single event. It's a process. A small edge gets you an opportunity, which makes your edge a little bigger, which gets you another opportunity, and so on. It's like a snowball rolling downhill. The rich gets richer, and slightly older gets much, much better. And all of this comes together under one powerful name, the Matthew effect. And yeah, it's named for that Bible verse from the very beginning. For unto everyone that hath shall be given. Now you get it, right? It means that people who get an early leg up are the ones who are given the chances to achieve even more down the road. So right about now, you might be thinking, okay, that's a weird quirk, but it might just be Canadian hockey. But no, this isn't an isolated case. This system, it's a systematic flaw, the Matthew effect. It's driven by totally arbitrary dates, and it's everywhere. Let's look at US baseball. The cutoff is July 31st, and the result? You guessed it. More pro players are born in August than any other month. How about European soccer? Cutoff is September 1st. So, surprise, surprise, there's a huge overrepresentation of star players born in September, October, and November. Just look at the Czech junior soccer team. Their cutoff is January 1st, same as hockey. The roster is almost entirely made up of kids born in the first few months of the year. It's crazy. You're basically throwing away the talent of half your population just because they were born at the wrong time. And this isn't just about sports. It leaks into education, where the stakes are much higher. The youngest kids in any grades are consistently seen as less capable, when really they're just less mature. And that early disadvantage sticks with them. So much so that they're underrepresented in four-year colleges by almost 12%. So let's bring this all back home. Right back to where we started. That championship hockey game in Vancouver and a conversation with one of the players' dad. The father, Gord Whedon, was talking about his son Scott's journey to the top. He talked about all the hard work and passion, but then he said something that at the same time must have sounded totally innocent. But he says that he was always a bigger kid for his age, and we now know that's not just a casual observation. It's kind of a luck created by the society. Of course he was bigger. Scott Waston was born on January 4th, just 3 days after the cutoff date. He literally had the perfect birthday for an elite hockey player. He started the race with a massive, unearned head start. And this leaves us with a really big question to chew on. We love the idea that success is just about individual merit, but if something as random as the month you're born in can have this much impact, it forces us to ask, how much talent are we wasting? How many potential stars never even get a chance to shine? All because the rule we created left them behind. If you'd like more personalized feedback, writing support, and discussion sessions, they're available with me or with our selected tutors. All the details are here.